Hey guys, welcome to the Tuesday Night Live Show. I'm Bob, your host, and what a wonderful Tuesday this has been, and we hope it has been a great one for you too. The countdown is on, and at this point, in full swing with only 76 days till Christmas. If you haven't gotten your suit and gear together, now is the time, and make sure you are claws ready. The reason I mention suits is our featured guest tonight has an impressive wardrobe, all exclusively for him by his personal tailor and all designed by him. The opening of tonight's Tuesday Night Live show is brought to you by Sat Bob's Professional Technical Training School for Christmas Entertainers. The legend lives on, referring to Gordon Bailey. This is Tuesday Night Live. Welcome back. Tonight's show is episode 37, and our TNL season 3 is starting to wind down. We all want you to know that we appreciate all your support and remind everyone the more we share, the better we become. In the spirit of giving, as we clauses do, please give a big clause hoot and a holler, if you will, shall you? For the man with the longest trailers in the business, my friend, your friend, everyone's friend, Spangle.
Hey guys, I'm so happy to be here. This is our Halloween show for I'm the hooting and hollering Santa Claus. Wait, this is not the Halloween show?
Few weeks early.
Oh, I'm early. Oh, well then, okay. But we do have a Santa Claus Halloween show coming up, right?
Well, we do. We certainly do. That will be Monday, special air date, Monday. There will not be a Bob Randall and Company live preview show on Monday. Randy will be part of the Halloween show along with the rest of our crew. That is Monday, October 30th, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
So not today, but October 30th. I might have a chance to grow some hair and be the hippie Santa then.
Hey, there you go. Take a little bit of biotin.
Take a whole lot of biotin. Hey,
Yeah,
guys, I am looking forward today. This is going to be a great show. I just wanted to throw a little plug out there about the Halloween show because that's always a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. And real quick, while we're on the subject, if you want to be a contestant in this year's 2023 third annual Halloween show, please be sure and reach out and give me your character you're going to be this year and let me know so we can get you on the register. Remember, there's lots of really cool prizes given away. We've got vendors giving stuff away like crazy this year. Going to be a fantastic show. Speaking of shows, let's give it up for our producer and much, much more, Angela Mack, who we are very proud and blessed to have running the show from behind the scenes as always. All right. Yes. All right. You want to be too cool for school? Check out fancylees.com, fancylees.com. They are our exclusive supplier for all our TNL merchandise. Join us on your big screen at YouTube, on YouTube, at the Tuesday Night Live Show 1225. Check us out over on Facebook if you're on YouTube. Just remember to subscribe. And if you could, put a like or a comment or even share, because if you like and share, that's pushing the content out and YouTube will push it out further. It's kind of a game they like to play. All right, so the first half of the Tuesday Night Live Show is brought to you by the School of Santa's 2024, hosted by Spangle, that gentleman right there, in the picturesque Ozark Mountains, Branson, Missouri, where education and fun meets.
The first half of tonight's Tuesday Night Live Show is brought to you by SchoolofSantas.com. Kick off your 2024 season with inspiration from the School of Santas, an annual premier educational opportunity where fun and education meet, and is held each year the third weekend in July in scenic Branson, Missouri. School of Santas prides itself in bringing in a variety of new instructors and presenters each year, which makes this school unique in the Christmas community. Offering quality education, training, and fun. This year included in your tuition, for only $459, is 4 days of classes, Thursday through Sunday, and 4 fun nights of entertainment. 2 of these are in-house, along with 2 Branson theater shows, where the class can enjoy time out on the town. Also included is a 4x6 graduation photo with the keynote instructor, and a digital group photo. We kick off both nights with a parade, our annual School of Santas tribute to Daisy May. All meals provided during class served in-house include a total of 4 dinners and 3 lunches. And breakfast is also included if staying at the host hotel. To close out the weekend, we have the Sunday graduation reception with Elvis entertaining on stage. We also have our expanded StuffForSanta.com mobile store in-house all weekend along with other select premier vendors. Remember, School of Santas Branson, Missouri is where fun and education meet. For more information, or to reserve your educational, fun vacation in Branson, contact Tanya Lay at 1-800-432-4202 or email Tanya at bransonticket.com. Hotel rooms are not included in the price. Reservations for your room at the American by Wyndham Branson and Conference Center can be made at the time of registration. Remember to contact Tanya at 1-800-432-4202 before it's too late. Now, back to tonight's show.
Hey,
All right, Spangle, before you get started, we need to bring in the 4th member of our team tonight. We need to bring in Scott Seriton from Oklahoma City joining us tonight to help interview. Hi, Scott.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be here. Hey, Spangle, how are you doing? How's that new trailer coming along?
It's good.
Okay. You're petting me now, aren't you?
Yeah, patting you on the head.
There you go.
It seems I was kissed on the head one time.
Well, let's not go there.
I got photo evidence of it.
It's good to see y'all and happy to be here.
Well, we're good to have you along with us tonight. Now, our featured guest tonight is from your same area. You know him better than Spangle and I do. It's not because we didn't want to get to know him. He's just kind of one of those folks that doesn't put himself out there a whole lot in the Santa community. And I tell you what, this is such a treat to have him on tonight. So let's go ahead and get our trivia question going here, and then we'll get our guest on shortly after that.
He's a lot like me. He just likes to be quiet and reserved and everything, I think, huh? Hey, anyways, I was just talking to Tanya about the school, and she told me a week or two ago that we had 106 people pre-registered for the school. She said that she sent out emails, and almost everybody has paid their deposit, so it looks like it's going to be a jam-packed. I mean, we only go just over 100. We got 106 already. So if you're thinking about it, get a hold of her. Even if you don't have the money right now to put down on it, just get a hold of her and get your name on that list. But anyways, let's do some trivia. And this trivia will get your name in the hat for a registration. So anyways, let's do this. The moon phase actually take blank days to complete, which means it takes just blank days to complete 12 lunar cycles. So every blank years, this 13th full moon doesn't conform to the normal naming scheme and is referred to as the blank blank. So the moon phase actually takes blank days to complete, which means it just takes blank days to complete 12 lunar cycles. So every blank years, this 13th full moon doesn't conform to the normal naming scheme, and it is referred to as blank blank. So there's only 12 full months out of a year. I don't know even if I knew that.
Yeah, and what's really cool is, as it says, there is a 13th full moon that has a special name. So this is, by the way, for those who are out there, this is the same source we used last week on the moon question for School of Santas. I ran across this one while doing research last week. Thought it was a really neat question. So again, that's what we get tonight. Work on that. Get our answers into you. That's good for a name in the hat for the School of Santa's drawing, Branson 2024. And that drawing will be held next year, about 6 weeks before the school date. So everyone still has time to get their name in. You just have to win to be in the pot.
Get those fingers going.
And you heard what I said just a moment ago, too, didn't you? When I ought to be hitting myself in the head. I said, so there's only 12 full months in the year. I didn't know that.
I think we all heard it. We were just trying to feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
All right, let's introduce our guest, Michael.
All right, time now to introduce our featured guest who is joining us from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. He studied urban education at Langston University, also attended the University of Missouri, and was a wide receiver in the NFL. He is currently the Douglas High School teacher and track coach and a football coach at Dell City High. So let's welcome our guest, Kenny, Santa Kenny.
Santa Blair, all right. Good to see you, my friend.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Kenny Blair, we are doing great, sir. We are so happy to have you tonight. You got quite the story. We have had some really good guests over the last 3 seasons, and we always like to get to know our guests first before we get too deep into the Santa portion of it. Now, you have such an interesting background, plus your Santa and your costuming, that this is going to be a great show any way you look at it.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start off by welcoming you to the show, of course, and we also want to get to know a little bit about you. So let's talk about the NFL teams that you play for. I don't think anybody knows that you played in the NFL and the USFL. So tell us a little bit about your early football.
Well, I played again. I played at the University of Missouri, played for the Mizzou Tigers. Then from there, I went on and signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. Played under Dick Vermeil. Had an injury that cut my career a little short. Went from there to the St. Louis Cardinals, which is now the Arizona Cardinals, and then left there. Went to the USFL. Played in the USFL with the Oklahoma Outlaws and the Orlando Renegades. I played for Coach Lee Corso with the Renegades in Orlando, Florida.
So to say the least, you don't like football.
Not at all. But yeah, that was my playing career. And I enjoyed
it. And as we'll get to know further in the show about how you're involved with football, youth football now. So back over to you, Spangle.
Well, before you go too far, I probably shouldn't do this here on national television, but hey, you'll see there's the Renegades tattoo right there, and there's the Green Bay tattoo right there. So I got both of them.
I like it.
Hey, anyways, okay, we understand your grandmother, Laura Hart, raised you and had a big influence on you growing up. Please explain the significance she has made to you in your life.
Well, first of all, I grew up under discipline, respect, understanding about people and about myself and how to treat people. And so my grandmother was very, very influential on our lives, my brother and my 2 sisters, my brother David, my sister April, and my sister Tabitha. And she was a no-nonsense. We had to keep our rooms clean. If we dirtied something up in the kitchen, we clean it up. I was responsible for cutting the grass and taking out the trash, and we all had our chores that we had to do. And so with all of that said, we were taught structure in our home. We had a small 2-bedroom house, and we didn't know it was small. We didn't know how cramped it was. We just enjoyed home. And so my grandmother made the best home for us. And that I'm very appreciative of that and what she did for us. And man, she was no nonsense. She was about 5'4", and she didn't play.
We got a big stick.
Yeah.
we know that just from what you've just said that the love for her is just you can't replace it. Your love for her is just greater than anything else, and I'm sure that passes on to your children and your grandchildren today.
Yes, sir. I can sit here and tell you how wonderful my grandmother was, and then of course I'd probably wimp out and start to cry. So I don't want to get too deep in. So I want to keep laughing because she's gone, and there's times when things go on in my life now that I think so much of her, and I thank her for what she's helped me with in life and just teaching me how to treat people and be a no-nonsense person. And it reflects in my teaching in my classroom because I am a no-nonsense teacher. When you walk through my doorway at Douglas High School, that's called the doorway of knowledge. And by any means necessary, I'm going to teach you. So when those children go home and their parents ask them, what did you learn at school today? They may say, I don't know, but in Coach Blair's class, I learned this. So that is my job to teach. That is my job to help these children with their lives. So my grandmother was a great influence to help me with that. And I'm very thankful for it.
You know, Kenny, we need more mothers, grandmothers, and coaches and teachers with your same philosophy. We commend you, sir.
Thank you.
I mean, kids today need that for sure.
They do, and they want it, even though they don't. They act like they don't. They want the discipline. They want the structure, and we can't be afraid of these children as teachers. We have to be the leaders, the adults. It's our class, but we want to teach you and prepare you for life.
Well, I will add that everybody on this screen tonight has shed tears of joy and love for people that are gone.
Yeah.
So, you're not alone. I'm a little teary-eyed now. You can hear it. So,
Yes.
But anyhow, let's move on, Kenny. Tell us a little bit about the influences Coach Griffin had on your life growing up.
Well, of course, Coach Griffin and Coach Daniels, and there were several other coaches, Coach Dunaway, but Coach Griffin was the first coach to actually put me on the football field at practice, and I actually got hurt doing that play that he put me in. He told me to go in at defensive end, and I was a freshman, and told me, he said, this guy's going to come at you, let him hit you. And I was like, let him hit me? But I did what he said. The guy put his helmet in my chest, knocked the wind out of me, and it taught me about strength and getting back up when you get knocked down in life. And I'm very thankful for Coach Griffin. He is the father of Blake Griffin, basketball player in the NBA. And Coach Griffin was my coach. He was a disciplinarian, no-nonsense coach. So I mimicked some of his things that he also taught me, and how to make sure my grades stayed well. Well, my grandmother did that because I made sure I came home with good grades. But he stressed good grades and doing the right thing. And we were afraid of him. And not afraid in a bad way, but afraid because he was a disciplinarian, and we didn't want to let him down. His wife was my teacher also. So I had him as a coach and a teacher, and then his wife was a teacher of mine. So they both played a big part in my life.
That's a great story right there. We know that you are a coach, as we said, football coach at Dell City, I believe you said,
Yes,
and you teach at Douglas and head track coach there. How have you, let's put it this way, how has your life lessons that you've learned incorporated into your coaching style and the strongest message you have for the youth?
Well, my number one thing that my life lessons have taught me is discipline. I will say that because a lot of these children these days, they don't have that. They don't believe in themselves. And so I try to reflect that in just my walk, my talk, how I carry myself in front of those children. Like I said, they know when I'm upset. I don't have to cuss them out. I don't have to say bad things to them, but they know when I say things, I mean it. And so that was, again, from my grandmother and the home that I was brought up in, and my coach that I had on the football field, the playing field of athletics. So what I try to do is I try to bring that into what I do with my young people, young males and females that I coach. And so they see that and they respect me.
When are you
And
starting your training
when they
school
have
for all
respect,
people?
they give more back. I really
Exactly.
believe it. Yeah.
Because they see how much you care.
Yeah.
You know, you hear those sayings, and a kid don't care what you know, they care about how you care about them. And so I'm one of those people that action speaks louder than words. I went to the University of Missouri, and it was called the Show Me State. And so I show them better than I can tell them.
Yeah, I'm liking what I hear. This is some good stuff. Hey, Kenny, you said there were 3 words right now that you learned as you were growing up, and you also said there was no gray area. Explain to our audience about those 3 words and the importance of them.
Those 3 words I use in my class, and like the first week of school, I reflect those class. I repeat them day after day after day. Choices, decisions, and consequences. The choice you make in life, the decision you make, and there's a consequence. As a Christian, I know those things are true because I choose to follow Christ.
Amen.
I make a conscious decision, and I know my reward is heaven bound. So I use those things, and I tell these children, and I sometimes I have them to repeat that. I say, what are my 3 words? I may give it on a quiz before I give them any question. What are Coach Blair's favorite 3 words? Choices, decisions, and consequences. And then when I use those words, I thought about it. I've heard those words in the National Football League. Choices, decisions, and consequences. And I believe those are some of the strongest 3 words we can use and have in my vocabulary. The choice I make, the decision I make to make that choice, and at the end of the day, it's the consequence, the choices, and the decisions. So all of those work together, and I know there's going to be a reward.
I wrote them down. I suggest our viewers do the same.
And I like those in order too. Choices, decisions,
in your memory.
And consequences. Yes.
They're all
and they
actionable.
work in that order.
Yes, sir.
All actionable.
Yes, sir.
You had said, Kenny, that Harold Carmichael was probably the most influential ball player when you were with the Eagles. There were so much he taught you. Share some of those life lessons and how you use them in teaching the kids.
Well, first of all, when I was young, I would watch Harold on television, and I was always amazed about it. He was a 6'8" wide receiver, and he was one of the tallest receivers in the National Football League. And I was just amazed about his talent, how he carried himself. And I remember the first time I met Harold, I was at rookie camp, and we were out running routes and things, and Dick Vermeer was my coach. So we were running routes, and the vets hadn't come in yet. And just one day, Harold was walking toward us to watch the receivers, the new incoming receivers, run their routes. And I was so fascinated. It was my turn to run a route. I just stopped just to see Harold Carmichael because I was in shock and awe just to see a man of his stature, a man that carried himself in a positive way. And so I gravitated to him, and he took me in like a little brother under his wing, and he taught me things on the field, but also off the field. He would always say, Kenny, just remember, this money is not going to last you forever. Try to invest. Try to have something that you can look for in the future. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. So I took those words, I took the things that Harold taught me, not only off the field, but on the field, how to run routes, how to get up on a defender, and how to handle myself in situations that you would never think you could get out of. So he taught me so much on and off the field. And I thank Harold Carmichael. He was a very, very wise wide receiver, a very wise leader on the field. And we all looked up to Harold, not only because he was tall, we looked up to him because of how he carried himself.
Yeah, and that wasn't just within the Eagles organization. That was across the board with all professional football players. He was one that everyone looked up to.
Very much so. Yes, he was good. He's good people. And I'm not talking to him. I'm not talking as like he's gone. He's still with us.
Yeah, yeah,
But the thing was it just how Harold, carried himself. I can call Harold now, and talk to him if I need some information, or I can call Dick Vermeil, which was very influential in my life too.
yeah. We wasn't talking in past tense. It's just the good old days.
Good old days, yes, sir.
All right, Kenny. Well, hey, let's move on and transition into the red suit. We covered your early years. Let's see what you're up to now. When was the first time you donned the red suit? And tell us who it was for, and did you learn any positive things that you could carry into your Santa career from that first visit?
Yes, sir. The first time I donned the red suit was about 15, almost close to 20 years. I didn't have a suit. I would go to elementary school because I started out going to elementary schools and daycares. And so when I went to one of the elementary schools, I had a little white child sit on my lap. I'll never forget. He opened my eyes and he taught me something. A lot of the children I deal with they teach me as well as I'm sure they teach you, and by what they say and ask for. But this little fellow said, I had a hat that I had bought, a Santa hat, and I had a beard that looked like one of those old monks, and it just kind of hung. I didn't have any hair on my face, so I had bought that. I bought it at like a Walmart, and it was made together with the hat. And so I'm sure you guys have seen that. And so he sat in my lap, and he looked at me. He said, "Hey, you're not Santa. Santa's white." And I said to him, "I'm Santa's brother." And he said, "Oh, okay." He was good with it, so I left it alone. But what he taught me was to invest in yourself, to do better than what you are doing now. Because children are looking at all four of us. They look at our suit, they look at our appearance, they look at how we carry ourselves and how we make them feel as Santa. So I took that as a life lesson, and I never again went back with just anything look. I wanted to have something different. So he taught me that a few years back, and I thank that child. I wish I knew who he was. And he sat on my lap now, and he'd say, "Hey, you are Santa, Santa Blair."
Right there, brother. Right there.
Exactly.
All right. Hey, share with us some of the most significant gigs you've been blessed with to perform as Santa.
Well, I think the number one is the hospitals, like at St. Francis in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Any places I've gone to for children of autism, appearing with people that have breast cancer, doing those. But the one that stands out the most that we all could share together is Walt Disney. I was Disney. I had the privilege to be at the Magic Kingdom, and then also at Epcot. And it was an honor and a privilege. And I told my daughter, which my daughter Ryan is my manager, I told her, I said, "Ryan, my bucket list," she would ask me, "Dad, where would you want to appear, or where would you like to go this year?" And I said, "Man, I would really wish," because I worked for Walt Disney, started working for Disney in 1995 as a personal trainer. But anyway, I told her I would love to be in the Disney parade, going down Main Street just one time to wave at the crowd, because I know they've never had an African-American Santa do that. And so they just started to have that, I think, within the last year or two. They've had some Santas, and I wanted to do it. And I was blessed to have an opportunity to be a Santa for Walt Disney. And so it was a privilege. It really was.
Santa Blair and I share a chair at an autistic gym here in Edmond, and he's there on one day and I'm there on the next day. And those Santa Blair, those kids there they just tear your heart out.
They do, man. It's tough, but the thing about it is, like I said, before I go into a facility like that, especially going to a hospital and seeing children like that, I have to pray to my Lord and Savior, because it's tough. It's tough to see children going through something like that. And it's tough on the families, the parents, the grandparents to have to be with those children for the rest of their lives. And so when you go into a facility like that, me personally, I ask God for strength because I'm a wimp, guys. I don't care. I'm 6'3". I'm 280 pounds. And so, you look at me statue wise, I'm a big guy. I played football and all that. But it's not that, it's this.
It's the heart. That's right.
We're all a bunch of big babies.
Yeah. And so
yeah,
that's hard. It's really tough on you to see that. And so, Scott, you and I, when we get a chance to go see those children with autism, the kids are screaming. The kids sometimes seem like they're out of control, but yet when I went, and one of the most wonderful experiences, this little girl was kind of out of control with her parents, and they kind of drug her to me to take a picture with me. And she was hitting on her mom and everything. And it was a blessing. I don't know how this happened. When she came up to me, she was just screaming really loud. And I put my hand on her little shoulder, and she got quiet. And she looked at me. All of the noise she was making and the screaming and out of control, it ceased. And it was like a blessing to be able to touch that child. And I don't know what it was, man. I can't explain it. I'm not even going to try to explain it. No. But it was exactly, right. it was my
hand
Lord.
Above was working through your hand.
He was working through me.
Yeah.
Through you. That's right.
So, that happens a lot, especially in that gym.
Yeah. It's a blessing, man. It's a gift. And just, just to touch and be around those children like that. And so I'm very thankful. I'm thankful.
I guess us both working there, I guess that's kind of how I ran you down and found you, because you were there the day before I was. I'm like, I got to find out who this guy is. And I'm blessed and thankful that connection was finally made, and even more so having you here. So once again, thanks for the guy upstairs,
Well, I look at it like this here. All of us are brothers in Christ. We have a mission that we're on to make sure that we bring joy and laughter to families. And I tell people the naysayers and the people that believe in me, because I have a lot of negativity, but I have a lot of positive. And I said, I'm portraying a character. I'm portraying something that's positive. So you can not like what I do, and you can like it, but I'm doing it for those children. I'm doing it for those families. So when I made a suit for autism. It was designed just for autistic children. I made my breast cancer suit for those survivors and those that have passed from breast cancer. And when I read the comments from the families, man, I tell you, I cry so much. I should be a skinny guy because I'm losing so much fluids. But it's really heartfelt and very warming to see that they accept me for what I do.
You got those suits handy?
Man, I got quite a few of them, brother.
We got a whole video full of 15 photos of suits that he has.
I got more than that.
Triangle, you don't have a trailer big enough for his suit.
I got 2 bedrooms.
I'm serious. You don't have a trailer big enough for his suit. He's got this is the most diverse Santa, from attire to everything he does. So my hat's off to him always. And, I learned from Kenny. I learned from you every time I talk to you. I learned something new.
Well,
so are you putting a challenge towards me to go get a bigger trailer?
May have to, brother.
Triple axle this time.
Yeah, triple axle. I remember one Santa told me, he was in, I want to say in Carolina. He told me, he said, and he was a Santa himself, a professional Santa. No names. But he told me, he said, you only need 1, maybe 2 suits. I said to myself, thank you. I'm going to make more. Because in my mind, I still have suits going on right now that is in the process that I'm making. I'm going to do something in respect for our armed men and women that are protecting us. I have stuff that I want to do for liver cancer that I'm making now. So my thing is, I don't think I'll ever stop making them, because my thing is, every suit I make is from my heart to those people. I know the red and white suit is important. I have several red and white suits. But again, I learned from the children. Little boy sat on my lap. I asked him, what do you want Santa Blair to bring in? So they ponder. They don't know what to say. So I'll say, do you want some dinosaurs? Do you want some Hot Wheels? And when I say Hot Wheels, it's like, yeah. And then when a little girl sat on my lap, I asked her, what does she want? And she's shy. You know how that is, guys. She's scared. She don't know what to say. And I say, do you want a Barbie doll? Yeah. They're excited about it. So what I did from those children, I made a suit. On one side of my suit, Barbie dolls. And I let them pick from them. On the other side, Hot Wheels. I let them pick. So the children, again, even though I'm there for them, they're teaching me. So it helps me.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. I always tell folks they, want to know, what do I get out of being Santa? And I tell them, hey, I get more than the children do a lot of times.
Exactly.
And I go on to explain to them that, when I first started, I learned real quick that we're all doing God's work in a roundabout way. We
Yes.
are we're kind of a ministry in our own, and how important that is. And folks finally, they kind of start to click with it then.
Exactly. Because I believe that's our ministry. That is our ministry.
I do too. All right, Kenny, let's take a little short breather right here for a moment. We got, it's time that we're going to do the, TNL production trivia. So over to Angela for the lead in, and we'll be right back. God, tell them about this trivia. The
Trivia question.
I said trivia. I meant the
scholarships.
Scholarship, exactly.
Brought to you by TNL Productions. It's a $450 value. Winner to be drawn live on November 7th during the TNL show, Tuesday Night Live show, the send-off for the Christmas season finale, episode 41 show. Until then, each Monday and Tuesday trivia winners will get their name put into the hat for the final drawing on November 7th.
That's right. So tonight's trivia, TNL Production Trivia. This is, again, from TNL Productions. Question is, San Antonio has 5 Spanish colonial missions in geographic order from north, which is upstream of the San Antonio River, to the south, downstream. The missions are, we need you to name all 5 in geographic order. Get your name in a hat for that drawing. San Antonio has 5 Spanish colonial missions in geographic order. Please name them.
I'm thinking that's going to have to be a pretty big hat.
Well, it's starting to add up, but that's what we wanted. We started so late in the process when we decided to end PW to TNL Productions to do a
NPC
a trivia and do the scholarship that we figured we had to do Monday and Tuesday to get enough names in there to make it worthwhile. All right, guys, let's take a short breather for the TNL show halftime product announcement. We'll be back on the other side.
Hello. Hello.
Hey! Will somebody get you a Happy Meal?
No, don't do that.
Stop the show. It's time for the Tuesday Night Live Showstopper Special for this week. StopperSanta.com Showstopper Special. We go straight over to the head clown at large and in charge, Mr. Clown.
Yay! Hey, we're going to do these this week. We have these coins here. Really, really cool. I don't know if we can get them in there where you don't see the glare. This one here, we have the red sleigh, the reindeer Santa. On the back of it, it says Merry Christmas. Kind of hard to get the very nice in a plastic collector's case. You have the option of that. We have this really cool one. These are all gold metal coins. There we go. And this one here says Merry Christmas on the back. Again, they're all in plastic cases. This is Santa's wishing coin. I really like this one because I tell the children to wish upon it. Anyways, this is just gold on both sides in a plastic case. Our special this week, these coins on our website, we sell a lot of them on our website, are $12 a piece. We got a bag of 20 of them. It's a $240 value. We're sending it to you for $75 with free shipping. 20 of these coins. You can the gold wishing one, the blue one, or the red sleigh. We can even mix them up. The winner tonight will get one of each.
Wow.
So,
all right, and this is good through next Monday, October 16th. So reach out to Spangle and take advantage of that deal. That's pretty cool. All right, let's go over and visit the Santa Claus commercial. We'll be right back.
Oh, hello there. Yes, of course, it's me, Santa Claus. Now, you may not believe this, but one of the questions I get asked the most is, well, not how do I do it all in one night? No, but where do I get all my things from? Yes, now, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the finest things I have. My glorious gloves, all my knickknacks and trinkets and things, yes, all the giveaways, yes, for me to give to the children before the main event. Yes, if I see them in the streets, if they come and see me, I like to have something in my pocket I can treat them with. Yes, and there's one special place where I can find all these magical goods. And that is, of course, StuffForSanta.com. You should head there now and see what magical gifts you can find. Mrs. Claus, have you got my ice pad? Yes, log me on. I'm going to have a look. I shall see you there. StuffForSanta.com. Merry Christmas.
And we're back.
hey, and we're back. And I'm reading the trivia question before we go. Then I had to get my phone out and do some Google search. One, I needed to see the picture. And then you wouldn't believe what else I came across on the same Google search. Anyways, all right. So I know a lot of you are going to Google search this, so you may come up with the same thing I did. But anyways, how long was the longest beard in recorded history? Who grew it? When was he born and died? And also, what year was the record set?
Where was he born and died?
Yeah, where was he born and died?
Where was he born and died? Yes. You're going to get one of each of those coins. Now I'm going to share this picture here because this came up also when I did the Google search.
It does.
Well, but this picture here, this is different.
Oh, okay. Let Nancy.
Whoops. Okay. Oh my God, I lost it. Hang on a second. Oh, I lost it. Hang on, I'll find it again. It was great.
Technology.
Yeah.
It's long, that's for sure.
Well, let's go on, Bob. Maybe you'll find it.
All right. Get your fingers working. See if you can find out the answer there. We need 4 answers. We need how long, the man's name, where he, actually 5 answers. Where he was born, where he died, and what year.
Here we go.
Now the trivia is about the longest man with longest beard, but here is the longest woman beard. True stuff. The longest beard on a woman.
Scott told me that last night, and we were going to use that for next week's trivia.
Yeah.
Some of the things we come up with, right, Kenny?
Some things you can't unsee.
All right, guys. That's a good point. Let's move along right here to the second half of tonight's program. Let's continue our conversation with our featured guest, Santa Kenny Blair. Over to you, Scott.
Okay, Kenny, love for you to share a little bit about your amazing wardrobe, an exclusive tailor who takes your design ideas and specifications to create. Afterwards, we'll run a video of a few of those suits.
Well, like I said before, all of my suits are just off the top of my head. I get somebody like, I have so many ideas. I can see so many suits in my mind. Like now I've got suits going on in my mind. And when I see a suit, I design it. I sit down with my tailor and we'll come up with the concept. Excuse me. We'll come up with the concept. We'll put it together. And the guy that does my suits, Ben, is really good. He's an Asian gentleman from Vietnam. And when I tell you he's good, all I have to do is tell Ben what I want, and he makes it happen right in front of me. But I know from each button, the hood, everything I want, the lining, everything is my idea. Sometimes he says, I don't see that. I said, Ben, believe me, it's going to look nice. And so we just lay stuff down on the floor, and that's how we do. We lay it on the floor, and we just start putting pieces together.
So he's not to the point yet where he sees you walking down the street and goes and locks the door.
he may, but I'm going through that door because I need a suit made. Yeah. But he's really good. He's great. He told me, he said, I don't want you to say my name. I said, man, I gotta say at least your name because I love you, and you help make Santa Blair who Santa Blair is, because without you, there's no Santa Blair. But
Kenny, I don't know if you're willing to share it, but while we're talking about Ben, would you be willing to share how you ended up finding him, which I think is a real interesting story because you weren't going to him for a suit.
It was an accident. I was coaching at Southeast High School here in Oklahoma, and one of my ball players' jerseys got ripped real bad. Well, we needed it for the following week, and I couldn't think. I said, man, I need someone to put this, sew this jersey back. And so I remember a place I would pass by on the highway all the time. And I said, man, I'm going to go by there. And I just happened to go in. I said, look, sir, I've got a jersey and I need it sewn. Can you do this? He said, yes, I can do it for you right now. I was like, really? And so we started talking. And so I just kind of threw something at him. It was a kind of a Santa Blair drive-by. I said, I said, Ben, have you ever made a Santa suit? And his response was, I make anything. And so I told him what I wanted. I said, look, can I sit down with you and kind of to give me an idea of what I want? And that's how it happened. It was just an accident. I couldn't find anyone to make any suits for me. There was a lady in Oklahoma City. She was going to make one for me, but she said it'd take a couple of months. So with my patience, I didn't want to wait a couple of months. And so I went to Ben, and from there, I call him my brother from another mother. And so,
He's amazing.
Yeah, he is. And the thing about it is when I say, he tries to say brother from another mother, he can't get it out. So I say it for him, and then he'll say, yeah.
I'm beginning to think a couple of months, you're already in 2 or 3 different suits already.
That I am.
I worked for a gentleman that was from Vietnam. He was a math professor that left on one of the last helicopters out of Vietnam when Vietnam fell. It took me probably 3 or 4 months to get to the point where I could understand what he was trying to tell me.
This is the one I was telling you about, where the Hot Wheels.
Yes.
And then the other side
is Barbie.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see that. It's so heavy.
Yes, we can. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Beautiful. And I love the huge buttons on it. I think that just sets you apart. Is your daughter there helping you?
No, and she's not here right now.
I saw somebody getting clothes from you as well.
Yeah, I got a little elf over here.
Is that your grand elf?
Yeah, that's my grand elf is with her mom. She's practicing volleyball.
Oh, okay. Well,
so this is my little personal elf.
Oh, okay. Well, that even works better, doesn't it? We won't talk too much about that then.
I'll tell you what, Kenny, since you got the suits, we'll go ahead and show us what you got there before we run the video.
Yeah, real quick. This is one of my newer ones also, and I did this in tribute for Chaz Boseman with Black Panther.
That's so cool.
Wow. Very nice. Yeah, both of these suits are in that video montage that we have.
Here you go, little elf.
All right, let's go ahead and run the video, and when we come back on the other side, I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about.
I'm ready to... Wow.
Call me crazy, but I really like that green one and that last one, the silver check. Those are killer.
Thank
I was
you.
pretty fond of the brown one, and I like the brown gloves you're wearing too.
And if you, I don't know, you can't see it, but on my gloves, some of my gloves, I honor all Santas by putting the SC on them, and that's to show my brothers that I support them also.
Wait a minute. The SC stands for the Santa Claus,
Yeah,
not Spangled Clown.
it's a spangle. Well, one of them for Spangled Cloud.
Okay.
But to our viewing audience, that was just a very small piece of Santa Blair's wardrobe. If you go to his Facebook page, there's a ton of stuff on there. The pink one's on there. I think his grand elf and him are dancing in front of his front door with one of them. I mean, guys and ladies and gentlemen, you've never seen Kurt Russell doesn't have a leg to stand on. Everybody talked about how great his suit was in Christmas Chronicles. He doesn't have all these production and movie companies needs to find Santa Blair. He's got a suit for every movie.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to hear that because I love this. I love the Santa Claus. I love Kurt Russell and his show. I really love it.
Yeah.
Nick Casey wants to know if you're wearing boot toppers or if it's sewn on the bottom of your pants.
Say one more time.
Nick Casey wants to know if you're wearing boot toppers or if it's sewed on the bottom of your pants.
No, it's boot toppers. I made all my boots are made from the same material, and I just make them where they're fastened onto my boots.
All right, let me just put this out there too, guys. Do not wear the fur on the bottom of your pants, anyways. That's not what it is.
I've never done that. No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry. It drives me nuts when I see that.
And all our audience, if you're wearing spats or wearing them on the bottom of your pants, call Spangle. He's got boot toppers that are elastic. They're great looking. Some of them come from England. He's got some local ones. He's got what you need. Sorry, Spangle, I had to plug that, but you've got really nice boot toppers.
Well, thank you. Yeah. The whole idea, the people that put them on the bottom of their pants, I just don't get it. They sit down, one leg goes up, one leg goes down. When they stand up, it's all the way down to the ground. And besides, Santa doesn't have fur on the bottom of his pants. That's his boots turned down.
Yeah.
And the fur is on the inside. But anyways,
I design all of mine to my boots.
What did you say, Bob?
No, I said I design all of my boot covers that snap onto my boots because I don't want it to rise and go up and down like you said. Right. I want mine to stay stationary because even when I take pictures and stuff, I want it to be the same, to be equal and balanced.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, what I was going to say, Spangle, all of us had someone that was very instrumental in mentoring us that wore his toppers on his pants, and I give him trouble about it all the time, but he would not change. Gordon Bailey.
Well, we kind of went over your inspirations already and your different unique designs, but you know what? Some of us just want to know for you to tell us about your grand elf.
My grandbaby? Well, her name is Blair, and she is an athlete herself and an academic student. She just got honored by having a 4.0, and I'm very proud of that besides anything. She's going to be a pretty tall young lady. At 13 years old, there's some the former OU volleyball coach saw her, and he was very impressed with her athletic ability and how tall she's going to be. So Lord willing, she'll get a scholarship somewhere to play volleyball. But she's really academic-wise, she loves reading books. She is a perfectionist when it comes to doing my videos. Grandpa, you got to stand here. Grandpa, you got to stand here. No, Grandpa, your foot wasn't here. She'll get down and move my feet. I'm like, hey, I don't even know what you're doing. But I really appreciate that in her because she wants things done a certain way. And my daughter, Ryan, which is my manager, she said, Dad, she's just like you. She wants things done the right way, to look a certain way, and she's hard on herself. And like myself, we talk about things, and I ask her, Blair, what should we do? And she'll tell me, man, she's really, she's critical on me. She's hard on her grandpa.
Well, does she like being your elf?
I think she don't have a choice.
Scott,
but yeah, she loves it. She loves doing it.
Scott, before you go on, jump over and pick up some of these comments over the suits, if you can.
Beautiful outfit, Santa Blair from Diane. Is it Vane?
Ben.
Okay. And AJ says, I'm just mind blown out of all the custom suits. Facebook user, I love every suit you have. Awesome. Santa Checkerley, wow. Incredible suits. I need
Johnson
that.
Says, wow.
He says, I need that autistic suit since I'm autistic. That's from AJ Bayless.
Okay.
And the one that you missed here from Eric and Moesha, Elliot.
You'll have to read it. I don't see it.
He already read it.
Oh, okay. I love every suit you have. Awesome. That was from Eric and Moesha.
You know who we're talking about by Eric and Moesha? From
Yes.
Texas.
He's a Santa, right?
Right. I think you're going to visit them next week.
I believe so. I'm not sure. Like I said, my daughter's got all this stuff scheduled.
Well, I think they're in Killeen, Texas.
Yes, sir. I'm going.
And I think you're heading down there to visit them. I talked to them the other day, so they said they'd be on the show. But yeah, they're great.
That's good. I'm looking forward to meeting them.
He played ball as well.
Right. He told me that.
Yeah.
And if they're on the show right now, you guys be looking in your mailbox the next day or two.
Yeah, good people. I spoke to him a few weeks ago.
They're one of our favorites here on the show. Been on the show multiple times, and we first met Eric and Moesha, just like you. We instantly fell in love with them.
That's great. Well, he was really. We really had a good conversation. We talked and just welcoming me into the brotherhood. And again, by one African American Santa to another, I appreciate that because there's not very many Black Santas, and I think more and more are coming out, and I think they have the best interest for the children because
Absolutely.
We do want children to see Santas of color, to see a Santa that looked like them. Because when I was young, excuse me, I'm 66 years old. When I was a kid, I knew white Santas, and I knew that I loved Santa. I loved when I seen that suit, and we didn't look at color. Because the thing was, I knew who Santa was, and he looked like all three of you guys, and we loved that Santa. So the thing was, I had never seen a Black Santa, and so that helped inspire me to become a Black Santa, because the children, to me, even though they see my color, they see the suit, and when they see the suit, they see Santa.
Absolutely.
And the white beard.
And the white beard. So, it works both ways for me. And I really appreciate it. But like I said, every one of you guys look like the Santa that I grew up with. And I love them like I love you guys now. And I care a lot about what we stand for. And so I wanted to be a positive influence in my community and around the country, because I wanted to represent something that a lot of people had never seen. I had the opportunity to meet a lady that was 98 years old. And when I went to her house, when she opened the door, she laughed. And I had my Santa, I had a red and white one on. And she laughed at me. And I said, why are you laughing? She said, sweetheart, in all of my years, I've never seen a Black Santa. And she said, I love it. And I think a week or two later, she passed away. And that was an honor for me to just hear her say that. So these are the kind of things that I wanted to represent, and it was just an honor. So I don't know, I kind of went off the track of my little elf, Blair, but she's my favorite little elf. And I got other little elves too, but that's my main elf.
That's my fault, because I said go pick up the comments, but I had seen so many great comments coming in, and the problem with it is they go up the screen so fast. If we don't try to address them as we can, they get lost. So
Elizabeth Rutch said, is it Roosh?
Roosh.
Asked, where do you store all your suits?
2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms. He had to build a new house with 2 extra bedrooms just for his suits, right?
And some of my stuff is stuffed in the garage too. So
You do have me beat because I only have 1 bedroom with the racks all the way around.
oh really?
Yeah.
Mine are pretty heavy. There's a lot of material on my suits, and so I'm just looking to buy me some more Z racks to put on them because I have about 31 suits.
Wow.
See, I told you need a bigger trailer for just his suits.
Well, why so few? That's what I don't understand.
Oh, I'm not done.
He's just getting started. Hey, Spangle, maybe you ought to talk him into buying some of those big heavy-duty coat hangers you have.
Yeah.
But
you don't have our hangers?
I don't have any. I'd like to see them.
The world's strongest hangers. You can hang everything off of one hanger.
Okay.
I've got them for all my suits.
My hangers, I'll give a plug for Walmart. I went and got their big, thick, they have some big, thick hangers. But my suits are so heavy, I actually have to tie them together to hold the weight of the suit. So
I guarantee you won't have to tie 2 hangers together for my hangers.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
You can't bend this thing.
Man, it looks strong.
And what's cool, Kenny, is it's got places for like to holders, like the straps on the corners, places to hang things.
Yep. I like those. I'm about to get a couple from you, brother. Maybe I can get on your nice list and I can get some under my tree.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch base with something you mentioned earlier about your first visit and the little white boy asking you the questions. It takes me back to a story that Mo had said, Mo and Moesha. Mo or Eric had said, Eric and Moesha. Eric, I said, what do you do when a child asks you, or tells you you're not the real Santa because you're black? He says, oh, you don't understand. I am the real Santa. The rest of them just work for me.
That's good. But and the thing about that is that's a good answer. And I think we all have to come up with something, especially as African-American Santas, because a lot of children don't see us like they see you guys. And so when they make those statements, hey, you're not Santa, and I'll calmly say, I'm his brother. I'm not lying. I'm your brother.
That's right. Absolutely.
We are all brothers in Christ.
That we are.
But I say the majority of the children, they don't even see the color.
Yeah.
But they don't.
They don't. They really don't.
Santa.
But you have to be ready for an answer, because like at Walt Disney, there are certain things that we can answer and we can't. And they give us almost a script to, if a child says this, if a child says that, if someone asks something about, can we make a wish that we know we can't make come true, then we have to give a ready answer for them. And that's a true statement. I'm sure you guys have had children ask you questions that you couldn't grant that wish. And it's unfortunate, but we're not God.
A lot of it goes in a prayer book.
Exactly.
I always tell them too that I can't do that, but I do know the man upstairs and he can, and I find out what their name is. And if they want to pray right there on the spot, we'll pray right there on the spot. If not, I go home and pray afterwards.
Right. And I'll do the same thing, because, we're in the people business and people have requests sometimes that we can't grant. But it's okay. Like you said, if they want to pray and the family let us do it, I welcome a prayer.
Yeah.
I welcome a prayer anytime, even with my children at school, because sometimes they'll come in my class and they say, Coach Blair, can you pray for my grandmother? Coach, can you pray for my mom? I just lost my aunt. And so I've got to be ready with that. So it shows you that the way I walk and they see my walk, they wouldn't come to me if they didn't believe in me.
Absolutely.
So that's something that I'm thankful for.
We have a book right over there, and it's called Santa's Prayer Book that you can write your name in.
Okay.
Kenny, you had told us how blessed you were to have your daughter as your agent, doing the marketing, handling your gigs, scheduling, and even your social media sites. And you kind of touched base on that, but can you kind of tell us all how that all got started and her actually becoming that role in your life and your Santa portrayal?
Well, Ryan is my firstborn, and then my other daughter, Sydney, she helps her also, but Ryan does the bulk of the work. And what happens is we, on our site, thesantablair.com, what she does is she has so many requests. It's like today she had like 4 or 5 people want me to come. I'm going to San Francisco, New York, DC, LA, and that was just like today, Miami, Florida. I think I'm doing a photo shoot in Times Square, New York. And so she's used to doing that kind of thing because she used to be on Fox News here in Oklahoma City. She was a reporter. She went to Oklahoma State University.
Good
got
school.
2 degrees in marketing and business, international marketing and business. So she's used to doing that kind of thing. And without anything, by her being my firstborn, she's a daddy's girl. But then Sydney says she's a daddy's girl. So it's a fight between my daughters for their dad. And so I really appreciate that. But she's the one that makes all the arrangements and all the contacts. And sometimes it's overwhelming for her. And I wish that I could, get somebody on board to help her. But she's a trooper. She's up late at night. And the good thing about it, she's got a good husband, very supportive, and he'll stay up with her sometime at night and help her.
Well, I was going to see how I could get in on that gig and maybe let her book me some. She's doing such a good job for you. There's several of us that would love to have somebody in our in our family to do that, take off and take care of all that stuff. But you have an overwhelming amount of bookings and requests, so that's
you did hear that she was almost overwhelmed already.
Yeah.
Would be.
She does a lot, believe me. And again, I'm thankful and I'm blessed to have my children that support their dad, and even my grandchildren. So, I must be doing something right if they're there for me. But my daughter, she loves her daddy, and she's always been. Even when I played in the NFL, I had an injury to my sternum, and she would crawl on top of me. And I tell people this story all the time. I had surgery, and I was laying in the bed, and she climbed on top of my chest, and she said, "Daddy hurt, Daddy hurt." And so she was at a young age, she was taking care of her daddy then. So I never worry about that. She's a good person, and she loves God. She loves our Lord and Savior. And so she's strong in the church, and her family is strong in the church also.
Well, I hope someday, since we live in the same town, that maybe we'll actually get to share our families with each other, because I have 6 boys and 4 of them live here. So, and my wife's Filipino. So, and she portrays Sugar Plum Mary the Elf, Mrs.
Okay.
But anyhow,
Lord willing, we'll get together.
Yep. Hopefully we'll do dinner or something. Who knows?
Yep.
Something healthy anyhow.
Yeah. Hamburger.
There you go. You've also been an athletic trainer and trained some big name athletes. Share some of the stories about Shaq, Ray Lewis, Tiger Woods, and members of the 1996 Dream Team at the Disney Institute in Florida.
Well, I helped open up the Disney Institute in 1995, and I was a personal trainer. I was hired to do sports and fitness at Disney, but they would tell us that we would have a lot of people come in daily, and then we may have some celebrities to come in. Well, the first athlete I trained was Ray Lewis, and Ray's agent brought him up and told him he had heard about me and asked could I train him, and I started training Ray. Well, after that, Shaq came in, and it was funny how Shaq came in. He came up through the back way, and he came through the door, and he had to bend over to get in the gym. And so he said, "Are you Kenny?" I said, "Yeah." "Oh, they said that you're a trainer. Would you be my trainer?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I can try to." So we were going to train. I was going to train him in the gym, but he was bigger than all of the machines. And so the Smith machine was too short for him. He couldn't get up under it. All the stuff was too small. So he asked me, would I go to his house? It wasn't far from Disney, and train him on his equipment, because he had personal equipment that he had custom made for him. So I told my manager, I said, hey man, Shaq want me to go to his house and see about the equipment. And my manager, go. Let us know, take pictures, So we went to Shaq's house, and man, he had all of this hammer strength equipment, and the home was just unbelievable in Orlando, a beautiful lake. On the back part of his house, he had video games with him on it. He had this big Predator in his house, and I mean, it was unbelievable. Then Tiger Woods came in, and he was actually playing on ABC. They were on TV playing in Orlando. And I just seen him on TV. And then when he was not playing, he was in the gym working out. I'm like, I just saw you. What? You're actually playing, and now you want to work out? So we talked about his dad, and we talked about my mom and kind of some of the things they had in common. And so I helped him out. Then I would train somebody like Regis Philbin, Gladys Knight. I actually had a chance to be a semi-bodyguard for Rosa Parks, the Rosa Parks. She came in, and she was going to go to Bethune-Cookman, HBCU, and they wanted me to go with her and protect her and all that. Not from someone to hurt her, but just to keep the crowd off her and stuff like that. I mean, I met so many people, Martin Scorsese, anybody and everybody that you can meet celebrity-wise came from Walt Disney. And then I trained a lot of the athletes, the 1996 Olympic gold medal team, Ruthie Bolton, Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops. I had all of these girls I would train and work them out, and from Shaq and Charles Barkley and all those guys would come to my facility and work out. Allen Iverson. So it was a blessing just to meet and to be around these people that you see every day. And I was just blown away. It was a blessing.
Wow.
What's cool is when you get to meet them and you realize they're no different than you and I.
They're good people.
They're all just good people,
Except Shaq.
Yeah. Shaq is so tall, I'm actually under his armpit.
Don't inhale.
I wouldn't. Believe me, I wouldn't.
We'll call you Clinton.
George Clinton.
George Clinton.
Parliament.
All right. Spangle, you're next.
All right. Anyways, we know how much your students mean to you. Talk to us about your approach as a teacher and coach from your humble beginnings when you were teaching school.
Well, I think, as I said earlier, my influence was my coach, my grandmother, and other coaches that were with me. And so I took what it was like. One of the coaches told me in the NFL, I told him, I said, Coach, how do you do this? And I was a wide receiver. Now I'm just wide. But anyway, I was a wide receiver, and I was always interested because I knew in the 6th grade that I was going to be a coach. When we had a teacher to ask, you guys write down, what do you see yourself doing when you become an adult? Well, I was ready to do it. I knew I wanted to be a football player, I wanted to be a teacher, and I wanted to be a coach. I didn't miss those 3 things. So when I was going through the NFL, I would ask coaches, Coach, what are you thinking about when you have your linemen to do this? Coach, when you're punting, what do you do? And I wanted to know special teams, offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball. And so I wanted to learn as much as I could. From my grandmother and my coaches, I wanted to learn as much as I could because I knew one day I would make an influence on young people's lives. And so these are the things I carried and I remembered. You got to do this in football. You got to do this in life. You got to do this in the classroom. And so what I did was I just took the things I liked and I discarded the things I didn't like, and I put it together the way Coach Blair and Senator Blair does things. And I think it's been working pretty good because I have a great relationship with children. Some, they kind of buck up to you because they're not used to that discipline, but they come around because I'm not going to change for them. They've got to change their ways.
Good message.
Yeah, very good. Hey, anyways, let's go to our viewers and see if they have any questions or comments or what they're saying about the show.
All right, let's see here. Let me get out of
Can
my
we
full
clone
screen.
you, Kenny, and send you to every school in the country? We need to clone you and send you to every school in the country.
Well, that's an honor. Thank you so much, whoever said that. I just want to say that it's and there are a lot of good teachers out there that really want that. I think sometimes teachers get stuck in thinking how the system want us to do. But what you've got to do is just do the right thing. And the right thing is to educate our children. Our right thing to do is to make sure we prepare them for life. And it's not always in the book. Sometimes you got to sit back as a teacher, listen to your students and what they have to say, because those children can teach me. I tell my students sometimes, we're not even going to open up our Chromebooks today. Let's talk. What is your concern? What can I do as a teacher to help prepare you for life? Those kids want to talk. It's not that you have to go in there and force anything on them, but they do have a voice and you have to listen.
I think one of our people here putting a challenge to you.
Okay.
Elizabeth Rouge said there's 365 days in a year. You need a suit for every day.
Oh, don't think I can't do it now. If I get somebody to help, look, I need money to make it, but I tell you what, if I get the money and I can do it, believe me, I can make one for every occasion. And I wouldn't hesitate. It'd probably be 400. And she'd say, wait a minute, there's only 365. I just did an extra.
Yeah, I just think that was a challenge.
Well,
yeah.
Let's see about it.
Are you saying accepted?
I'm sorry?
Are you saying challenge accepted?
Oh, yeah, I'll go for it now. Yeah, I'll accept the challenge. Yes, sir.
All right, so Elizabeth also wants to know, Kenny, has I guess she was late getting in or something. She wants to know if Mrs. Claus had been mentioned. Does Santa Blair ever work with a Mrs. Claus?
No, I don't. I don't. Just my little elf and my daughter. It's just me. Mrs. Claus stays at the North Pole making chocolate cake for me. Yellow cake with chocolate icing.
Oh, we know what your favorite is now, don't we?
That it is. Yellow cake, chocolate icing.
Hey, AJ says he needs your autograph.
Yep, AJ wants your autograph.
Okay, if we can get his address and everything, I'll send him an autograph picture.
Yeah, I need
AJ is one of our younger Santas, and he's awestruck by you.
I need your autograph too. I prefer to get it on the bottom right-hand corner of a check.
Oh, check. And vice versa.
Yes.
Send him one in return, Spangle.
Yeah, you
I've never met the clown in person. You know, Spangle's dad is Bozo.
Oh, I didn't know
Bozo
that.
the clown. Well, he's Spangle the clown. When I met Spangle, he told me his dad was Bozo.
Bozo the clown.
Yeah, because they both have the last name Clown.
Okay.
All right, so Eric and Mo says, Santa Blair, thank you for being you. We appreciate you wholeheartedly.
Please tell them thank you for being who they are. And thank you
and
for
you know, a while ago when we were talking about Eric and Mo, when you finally get to go down and face to face, you guys are going to have so much to talk about and so much in common. You know, they were career military, and they hold all the same disciplines that you do. Their inspiration with the Lord and the way they carry themselves and just their whole message. You guys are just so much alike.
Thank you. And I appreciate that. Tell him I love him and his wife. I appreciate them also.
And Robert Mackman Namara says, thank you for everything you do, Santa Blair, very inspirational.
Thank you.
And AJ says he'll send you his address, and if he doesn't, I've got it. I'll send it to you. But I'm sure he will. Matter of fact, it's probably already in your inbox right now.
Okay.
You're not kidding there.
He's got some of the fastest fingers in the industry.
Well, like I said, I won't say anything that I'll do and I won't do. I'll make sure he gets it.
Very good. All right. I think he says, yep, I am. I think that we've went through all the comments and questions. So at this point, stay with us. We're going to reveal tonight's trivia answers real quick here. Starting off with School of Santas. This is good for the School of Santa's name in the hat for the drawing coming up next year. The moon phases actually take 29.5 days to complete, which means it takes 354 days to complete 12 lunar cycles.
Wow.
So every 2.5 years, we have the 13th moon, and that 13th moon in a year is known as the blue moon. 2.5 days, 354 days, 2.5 years, and blue moon were the four answers. Our winner on that one?
Diane Vian.
Diane Van gets her name put in the hat. Very good, Diane. Congratulations. Okay, on to the TNL Productions. San Antonio has 5 Spanish colonial missions. We wanted you to name those in geographic order. We have the mission San Antonio de Valero, better known as the Alamo. We also have the missions of Concepcion, San Jose, San Juan, and Espada. Winner there.
AJ.
Oh my goodness! Speaking of AJ and quick fingers, AJ gets. Hey, you know what? AJ's got more names in the hat for the TNL Cornerstones than anybody. Hat's going to be full of AJ. Congratulations, AJ.
AJ's answer is a big copy and paste. He's quick.
He is. He does something. I don't know what his trick is. Maybe we ought to find out from Andy and Connie what his trick is. All right, so stuffforsanta.com. How long was the longest beard in recorded history? Who grew it? Where was it he born and died? And also, what year was the record set? His beard was a phenomenal 17 and a half feet long. The photo, when you Google that, goes down. He's setting. It goes down and touches the ground. He comes back up and over his shoulder. His name was Hans Langseth. He was born in Norway. He died in Barney, North Dakota. And the record was set 96 years ago in 1927. Winner?
Thank you.
AJ. Man, that boy, I tell you what, AJ won that one, so he gets the coin, Spangle.
All right.
Well, the thing about it is, and if I'm not mistaken, Bob, he still holds that record, does he not?
He is. I mean, Parker had it for a long time, and Parker said, well, I'm going to take the sideline and let someone else win. Well, all he done was open up the door for Charlie and AJ and Diane. She's won quite a few here lately, too. So,
well, I was
very good. All right.
Hans he still holds the record for the longest beard.
Yes.
Still holds it 96 years now.
AJ says copy and paste.
Copy and paste. All right. Very good. All right, Spangle, let's close the show out. Over to you, brother.
All right. Join us next week for our next Tuesday Night Live episode, 7 p.m. Central, where our featured guest, this is going to be great, guys, none other than the real Santa Claus will be here.
So, how do you follow up a show like Tonight Show with Santa Kenny Blair?
You get
the real Santa Claus on to beat him.
So, I mean, you guys are in for a treat. We are excited. A lot of calls back and forth to the North Pole to make this happen.
Yes, for a year and a half now.
Yes. All right. Can't forget to catch next Monday's show with Bob and Randall. Mondays, 3 p.m., guys. You guys got to watch those guys because they're always up to something.
Always, we got lots of good content over there. We have the hot topic segment that we do each week, two of the hottest topics for the week that we discuss with the audience. We also have the segments, Magical Moments, where Randy talks about props and things that you can use as Santa in your portrayal. And then we have the new peek into the toy catalog for 2023, some of the hottest toys by folks on the internet that do that kind of thing. Pretty cool stuff going on. Come over and join us. Also, North Pole Cornerstones invite you to join us in San Antonio, Texas, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 2024. Go over to npcornerstones.com and check out all the information over there. Anything and everything you need. And if it's not, there is a comment box where you can send us a message. If there's something you do not see that you want to know about, reach out and let us know about it.
Spangle, you got any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check out Kenny's page here and go look at some of his suits. I'm amazed by what I saw, and I got to see more.
Thank you.
All right, Kenny, thank you so much for joining us as our featured guest tonight, man. It's been a great show, and man, we've been honored to have you, brother.
The feeling's
Phenomenal show.
mutual. I'm feeling the mutual, brothers. I appreciate it. And you guys have a great, blessed Christmas. Travel safe in those sleighs. And the thing about it is, to your audience, thank you so much for the comments. And I appreciated Santa Scott for thinking of me and allowing me to be a part of this. And brothers, I love you all. Thank you so much. And you guys have a wonderful Christmas.
And remember, don't go nowhere when this is over.
I won't.
That's right, and that goes double for you, Kenny. Thank you so much again for being with us, brother. We're definitely honored to have your presence.
Thank you, brothers.
We are so looking forward to seeing everyone attending at North Pole Cornerstones in San Antonio 2024. Also, folks, the new 10L merch is available at Fancy Lee Creations. That's fancylees.com. And will help support our channel and our shows. So get your merch and your 10L merch. And I will plug us on North Pole Cornerstones. Don't forget, the first show next year will be on the 2nd of February. No, the 3rd of February. 2nd of February. 2nd of February, Friday night. So we're going to bust in and do a live remote from San Antonio. But once again, Santa Blair, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate everything you do for the community. And we love you here in Oklahoma City. And you know that. We love you around the world.
Thank you, brothers. Love you guys too.
All right, so a big thank you to schoolofsantas.com, stufforsanta.com, holidayphotomagic.com, thermapparel.com, fancylees.com. I want to say thank you to all of our crew members on North Pole Cornerstones. Go over to npcornerstones.com again. And, all of our shows can be seen on YouTube. Don't forget that. Go over and give us a like, a share. Give us a subscription if you have not. And don't forget again, Bob Randall and Company Live Preview Show has its own channel over there also. So come over on buddies, check us out, and see what we got cooking over there. All right, as yet another show comes to an end, we want to wish each of you happy closing for the week. Tell everyone good night, Spangle.
Good night, Spangle.
Say good night, Scott.
Good night, Scott.
All right, remember to join us for our next Tuesday Night Live each week, 7 p.m. Central, same clause time, same clause channel. Count your blessings, not your sorrows. Make your troubles be small and your blessings be large. Have a blessed week. Until next time, on behalf of Kenny, Spangle, Jessica, Rex, Melissa Lynn, Randall, Angela, Scott, and myself, I'm Santa Bob McMaster saying good night. Remember, always let your claws heart shine bright. Never stop learning. Hope to see you right back here next Tuesday night and on Monday. Come over and check us out. Good night, all. Stick around, Kenny. We'll go back and talk some more.
Okay.